Welcome to the vaults of the unwelcome truths. Tonight we uncover the lies told in their names. Chapter 1, the crown called deceit. I have seen it all. From the moment humanity first gazed at the stars and wondered about the divine, I have roamed through the ages, a silent observer. The dawn of civilization was a humble one, marked by simple huts and small communities. Yet even then, the seeds of manipulation were sown. In the cradles of Mesopotamia, where the waters of Tigris and Euphrates kissed the fertile lands, the Sumerians prayed to gods of the sky and earth. Their priests, those cunning keepers of secrets, claimed to understand the divine will. They built ziggurats, towering monuments to their gods, and in their shadows they whispered commands to the rulers. It was the priests who advised kings, who justified wars against neighboring city-states with claims of divine displeasure or favor. It was the beginning of a pattern, religion as the bedrock of control. I saw the Egyptians too, with their pharaohs who were gods on earth. They built pyramids that pierced the heavens, tombs to house their divine rulers in the afterlife. The priests of Amun grew powerful, manipulating the divine will to sway the masses. They spoke of Ma'at, the cosmic order, but behind their serene expressions lay the iron grip of power. They ensured the pharaoh's rule was unquestioned, their decrees unchallenged, and when the priests grew too powerful, they too were brutally purged, proving that even the divine could not escape the machinations of men. In the hills of Judea, I watched the Hebrews forge their identity through their covenant with Yahweh. A fierce and jealous God, he demanded absolute loyalty. Moses, their prophet, led them from bondage with divine signs and wonders. Yet as they wandered the desert, those same divine commands were used to enforce obedience. Rebellions were crushed, dissenters stoned. The golden calf incident, where thousands were slaughtered for worshiping a different god, was a stark reminder that religious devotion could be wielded as a weapon. As the Greek city-states flourished, their gods became symbols of civic pride and social order. Athena for Athens, Ares for Sparta. The Delphic oracle, with her cryptic prophecies, was consulted by rulers and generals alike. Her words could incite war or secure peace. I saw how her ambiguous predictions were interpreted by the powerful to suit their needs, manipulating the masses with the illusion of divine favor. The Romans were perhaps the most pragmatic in their use of religion. Their pantheon was a melting pot of gods, borrowed and adapted from conquered peoples. Emperors were deified, their cults established to solidify loyalty and control. Augustus, the first emperor, shrewdly used the title Son of the Divine to legitimize his rule. He restored traditional religious practices to stabilize the state after years of civil war, cleverly intertwining religion with his political agenda. It was during the reign of Constantine the Great that I witnessed one of the most profound manipulations of religion. Christianity, once a persecuted sect, was embraced and transformed into the state religion of the Roman Empire. The Council of Nicaea, convened by Constantine, was as much about consolidating his power as it was about theological disputes. By uniting the empire under a single faith, he sought to quell internal divisions and strengthen his rule. The Nicene Creed became a tool of political unification, and those who disagreed were branded heretics, persecuted, and exiled. In the sands of Arabia, I saw the rise of Islam, born from the revelations received by Muhammad. His followers, inspired by his teachings, swept across the Arabian Peninsula and beyond. Yet even in this new faith, the same patterns emerged. Caliphs used religious justification to expand their territories, waging jihad against their enemies. The Umayyad and Abbasid caliphates, though outwardly pious, were rife with political intrigue and power struggles, often justified by religious edicts. The Crusades were perhaps the most blatant example of religion used as a pretext for war. Popes, those self-proclaimed vicars of Christ, called for holy wars to reclaim Jerusalem. Thousands of knights and commoners answered the call, driven by promises of eternal salvation and earthly plunder. The bloodshed was immense, the atrocities numerous. In the name of God, entire cities were sacked, their inhabitants massacred. The Fourth Crusade, which culminated in the sack of Constantinople, was a stark reminder that greed and power often lay beneath the veneer of piety. In the jungles of Mesoamerica, I saw the Aztecs offer human sacrifices to appease their gods, believing that the sun would not rise without the nourishment of blood. Their priests, wielding obsidian knives, tore the hearts from their victims, asserting their control over life and death. The Spanish conquistadors, armed with steel and fire, brought their own brand of religious fervor, converting the natives at sword point. The Inquisition followed, rooting out heresy with torture and execution, enforcing orthodoxy through fear. As the Renaissance dawned, the power of the Church began to wane, but its grip on the masses remained strong. The Protestant Reformation, sparked by Martin Luther's defiance, shattered the illusion of a united Christendom. Wars of religion swept across Europe, as princes and kings used the Reformation to justify their own political ambitions. The 30 Years' War left the continent scarred, millions dead, all in the name of faith. Through it all, I remained, watching as new religions arose and old ones fell. The Enlightenment brought a new era of reason and science, yet even then, the specter of religious manipulation lingered. Revolutions were justified by appeals to higher powers, and new ideologies took on the fervor of religious dogma. The French Revolution, with its deification of reason, still resorted to the guillotine to enforce its ideals. I have seen it all, and through the ages, one thing remains constant: the use of religion to control, manipulate, and wage war. It is a pattern as old as civilization itself, an unbroken chain of deceit and violence. And as I continue to walk through the centuries, I see no end to it. The names and faces change, but the underlying truth remains the same. Religion, for all its promises of salvation and peace, has been and will always be a tool for those who seek power. And so I remain, a witness to the unending cycle of human folly, a silent observer of the ways in which men twist the divine to their own ends. The gods may be immortal, but so too are the lies told in their names.